Sitting here with Pat, the Gorilla Ninja Casey. We're here at Team Link in Hooksett, New Hampshire, not in your backyard. What's been going on with your gym back in Mass, and kind of what brought you up here to New Hampshire to train?
Yeah, things in Mass are still kind of closed a little more. There's only a very small amount of people that could be allowed in the gym, so that was part of the reason I came out here. I also came out here because I wanted to get some work with Nick and some of the guys here to get different looks, different body types. So, I'm always willing to train to, get the best work I need.
Yeah, smart. Ed Carr here is a master game planner and here to help you out. And you're obviously training for probably the biggest fight of your career coming up on November 12th, fighting for Bellator.
Yes, sir.
Fighting Roman Feraldo, 3-0, out of Florida. What are your thoughts on that fight? And where do you, what do you see at the end of that fight?
Well, it's definitely a big opportunity. I stepped up and fought last month for Bellator on a very short notice. I ended up losing a split decision, but it ended up propelling me to get this fight. So, in hindsight, I think it was the right decision. I was able to, this is 3 months, 2 fights for Bellator, so that's a big deal. He's a good fighter, comes from a good camp, undefeated. So definitely, I'm looking after winning this fight. I think it's a good shot that I'll stick around with Bellator for some more fights. I'm sure they'll bring me back. Coming off a win, they brought me back off of my last performance on short notice. So I'm definitely looking forward to winning this fight and continuing to get more fights with them.
And it's a tough spot to be in the region right now. Not a ton of opportunities. So the fact that you've got an opportunity with the second biggest promotion in the world speaks volume of what they think of you. You fought for them previously as well. Last fight was at 185, week's notice. Now you're going down to 170, close to a full camp. Does that affect your thought process and your confidence going into a fight?
Yeah, absolutely. The main thing, I'm always extremely confident going into fights, but it's mainly because I know I've put the work in. I know I've spent the time. I trust my ability, but I know I've put in the hours. The last fight was a different situation. Obviously, it was a week, really less than a week notice because I had to be down there for the quarantine. So, I'd be a fool for that not to play in my head. I had to think about pacing myself. So it definitely played a factor in my game plan and how I came, how I approached the fight. I'll be ultra confident for this fight. I'll be prepared. I'm moving back down. 170 is really my best weight class. I fought 55, 70, 85. I move around. I like to take chances, take risks, but 70 is definitely where I feel my best at.
Yeah. And it must be tough to get 70 knowing that you just had your birthday and you got married on the same day.
Yes, yeah.
Hopefully you didn't have too much wedding cake. But,
no, I don't eat cake.
Tell me about that, how that all kind of came together, because we have a good relationship. We manage you, obviously, and we didn't even know you were getting married.
Yeah. Well, I've been engaged for like 2 years. Me and my wife, Manuela, Casey, love you. We wanted kind of like an intimate thing. We didn't want to, a lot of her family isn't really around, so we kind of wanted something small. I can tend to be a forgetful guy sometimes, so I said, hey, I'm turning 30. I'll remember my birthday. It's a perfect day to get married, so we kind of just, a couple months before said, let's do it. We booked the place. We made it happen. It feels like obviously it's a very big step in my life. Turning 30 and getting married the same day, I feel like I'm moving to, another level of life, so I'm happy about it. I didn't eat too much. My weight's getting there, so I'm happy. Big things happening, to start the end of this year.
Yeah. Well, you've been around the game for a while, and now it seems like everything's coming together, right?
Yeah.
A lot of hard work went into it. You're getting married. You got married. You got your second, opportunity within a couple months with Bellator.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like the hard work's paying off, and you're kind of at that spot in your career, 30 years old, which is a lot of times the prime for MMA fighters? Do you feel like you're kind of approaching that?
Yeah, absolutely. There was definitely a period during the pandemic when not much was happening. Before I got involved with you guys started helping me get the fights. Where I was, a little like, what the hell is going on? What am I going to do? There was nothing going on. There was no fights, regional fights really, so it was kind of like a down moment, like I don't know what's going to happen. And then I went from that to 2 Bellator fights in 3 months, so yeah, it came fast, and that's one thing I did tell myself when I took that fight. I said, I've worked hard for this, I've earned it. I'd be a fool not to take this opportunity. I knew as long as I performed well, it'd propel me to get another one, so things are coming together at the right time right now.
Beautiful. Where do you see yourself at the end of the fight? How do you see yourself winning this fight?
I think there's a lot of opportunities to win the fight. He's a good fighter. He's a good striker. I go into fights assuming, he's good everywhere. I'm not going to just say it has to be this way or that way. I'm preparing for the fight to go anywhere. My conditioning was good on a couple days' notice, so it's going to be through the roof for this fight. I'll be confident everywhere. Groundwork, cage work, on the feet. My last fight, I was on the feet the whole time. There's fights where I've taken guys down and controlled them all fights. So I'll adjust to what goes on in there and how I feel, when I'm in that cage, and I'll come out on top, and then we'll keep it rolling.
Now you've been through a post-COVID Bellator fight. You got to get down there early in quarantine. Do you think going into this fight, you're a little bit more prepared to what to expect and a little more of a comfort level?
Yeah, definitely. I really had no clue. Like I said, it happened so fast. It was like I got the fight. I had to go get medicals. It was crazy. I didn't know what the situation was going to be down there. I just heard the opportunity and I took off. So, I know what to expect now. I know how the workout stations are set up, when I can get in, how to manage my weight when I'm down there. So, I'm definitely more comfortable. Experience is the best teacher of all. So, I'm happy that, I got that, experience the last fight, and now, I'll be ready for this one. Pat Casey, the Gorilla Ninja. Check me out November 12th for Bellator MMA.